Michael and Amanda Rost, ECDC Director Iris Harland. Michael and Amanda, how are you today?
Good.
We're doing well. Just sitting here in the living room waiting for spring and summer to finally emerge. But other than that, no major complaints.
I was told it would eventually start to warm up around here, but I'm beginning to question that.
Maybe this weekend.
So being the new guy to town, not only am I a little bit unknowledgeable about the weather patterns around here, but I also don't know what I understand to be a wonderfully long connection to Temple and to ECDC. Michael and Amanda, would you share a little bit more about your many years with the community?
Sure. We have 4 children currently in 7th, 5th, 2nd, and kindergarten. And almost 11 years ago, I was looking for a preschool for my oldest daughter. She was ended up starting in the 2s, but we live in Mount Lebanon and looked at kind of all the local preschools and really found a connection at Temple. Loved the school, loved the teachers and the program. So we started there with our oldest in the 2s. And just kept having kids and kept progressing in the school. And this year was our 11th and final year at the school, with our youngest finishing off his kindergarten enrichment program. So it's been a long and wonderful, really, 11 years.
It's amazing. It is a tremendous depth of connection and relationship within the community. You know, and I understand that we are the extremely fortunate recipients of generosity from the Educational Improvement Tax Credit here in the state of Pennsylvania. Can you say a little bit more about what that program is and your decision to so generously help some of the ECDC families?
Sure. We were not familiar with it until late last fall, when we had a meeting with the gentleman that now prepares our taxes. And he mentioned the program to me. My basic understanding of it is that it was originally formed for businesses to be able to donate some portion of the taxes they would otherwise pay to the state to qualified educational institutions with scholarships. They then expanded it to include individuals, and they pooled this through these special purpose entities, which are set up to make it easier for the individuals to give. So what you do is you can take your state taxes and have them directed to qualified educational institutions, of which Temple is one. It's generally preschools and private schools throughout the state. You make the donation directed to the school. The school can use it for scholarships. You then get a credit for your state taxes, so you're not paying anything additional. And you get that for 90% of the amount you donate. The balance can be written off against your federal taxes. So really, out of pocket, your cost is only something like 5 or 6%. So it's a great way to take dollars that you would have paid to the Pennsylvania State Treasury and redirect them to educational institution and benefit your local community.
It's fascinating, and I need to look into a little bit more myself. And if I could put that plug out there into the world, I think everybody listening probably ought to start looking into this and how to do it. It's not intuitive to me, though. Even knowing this program exists, there are many wonderful beneficiaries. Why did you decide that this was something you wanted to do for ECDC?
Well, I think it kind of culminated with our 11th year. We've been thinking the last year or two that after having such a wonderful experience at the school, we didn't want to just walk away on our last day and not do anything. And so we'd been talking about different ways we could do something for the school, and this just kind of all came together at the right time.
It's incredible. Thank you. Iris Harland, ECDC Director. Tell us a little bit more about how these dollars are going to be used within the community.
Absolutely. First, I want to, personally just thank Michael and Amanda again. I've been, privileged enough to know them for 7 of the 11 years, so 7 to 8. I think when I started, Ellie had already graduated. Caroline was in the 4s. Will was maybe in first experience, and then Charlie came along, and he's ready to graduate from kindergarten. And so what a privilege it is to know you and your family. So the scholarship fund, we have already been familiar with scholarship funds in a somewhat parallel program that is administered through the Jewish Federation. Again, it's under that umbrella of educational improvement tax credit. Up until now, that was the only scholarship fund that we had, and that one, as wonderful as it is, and it is wonderful, is much more, has a lot more limitations for us in terms of timing and so forth. It's basically distributed once a year, and so forth. But this program that, based on Michael and Amanda's generosity, has some similarities, but this time, in essence, these scholarship monies come directly to us based on families who qualify. So, for example, if we do move forward to have a summer program, even based on that, we could have a round, so to speak, of applications and help families who qualify for the summer, certainly for the fall. The families who have already qualified for scholarships for the fall, they might be eligible for further assistance. And families who fall into hardship, right, which many of us are experiencing now, they could also qualify. So we have a lot more flexibility.
It's incredible. How would a family begin that process or begin to access the Rost tremendous generosity?
It's all based on income eligibility. And all these scholarship funds under this EITC tax credit have the same scholarship, same income caps. It's a $90,000 per household plus approximately $15,000 per dependent. So we're really talking about $105,000 for a family with one child, and then so forth. With this program that we'll be able to do through the Rosts, the number of steps will be greatly reduced. So basically, we will distribute the information. Families will be able to basically apply by submitting, the cover of their income tax or the first 2 pages of their 2018 or 2019 income tax. If their income has changed, even then, we will have fewer steps. We will be working closely with the administrator who Michael introduced us to, Tammy Clark, who is, again, very friendly, saying, here's what you do. So it's very hands-on. So we will be able to just, give families that information and make it easy for them.
Wonderful. Michael, I'm not going to miss this opportunity. So allow me to put on my temple fiduciary hat. If others wanted to consider a contribution like this, what would they need to do? How might they begin this process?
Well, there are a number of firms that do this. The one we used was the Central Pennsylvania Scholarship Fund. There are 2 people there, Randy Tarpey and Tammy Clark, I think is her last name. And we can get you in touch with them. I think you can make the information available. Now, one caveat to that, you're not allowed to advertise this program in the state of Pennsylvania. So you have to find out about it through word of mouth. But certainly people that inquire, you can give them the information for the fund.
Wonderful. Well, on behalf of the many families at ECDC and Temple in general, I want to thank the two of you for your tremendous generosity, for helping others. This is if not a silver lining, at least a very, very bright spot during what we're predicting to be a very difficult economic time. It could not have happened at a better time. And while I'm sad those 11 years are up, and that this in some ways means not getting to see you on that regular basis, I'm so grateful for your connection to Temple and the wonderful things you have done and are now doing for this community. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. We feel very fortunate to be able to do it, and hope that it helps keep the school strong and vibrant through the future.
Wonderful. Iris, can I give you the last word in our conversation?
Mm-hmm. Yes. I'm thinking about the conversation that I had recently with Michael and Amanda, kind of going back to their connection to ECDC. They mentioned values, that their interest in education, which of course is very strong, it originated as they were growing up, when they realized the importance of their educations, and also that they emphasize what's important to them is the values that are taught through, or that can be taught through education. So I find that particularly important, that our shared values kind of are something that connects us, and your generosity moves us greatly. We thank you so much.